Good day, everyone. I'm going to show you how to create your Excel spreadsheet on which you will record all your assignments. Now, when we did word processing, we did one assignment for one document for each assignment. But in Excel, we're going to have one document, and each separate assignment will be on its own sheet at the bottom of the spreadsheet. And I've shown you up above here the names of the assignments that we're going to be doing. Assignment number 1, personal budget. Number 2, Caitlin's Candies. Number 3, Sinclair Satellite, and so forth. Those are the 7 assignment names that you're going to type into the spreadsheet on the bottom tabs. I'm moving my mouse. I don't know if you can see that. The bottom tab, the first one says personal budget. The next tab says Caitlin Candies, and so forth. So those are the 7 assignments that you have to do in Excel. And in Excel, we're going to have one spreadsheet that has a separate page for every assignment. Now, the procedure is really very simple. The first thing you need to do is to open a blank Excel document. Now, to do that, you can click on your Start button, and if you have an Excel icon, you can just click on it and go right to Excel. If you don't have it on the list that's showing here, you can simply click in the search box and type lower left-hand, what was going on there? Click in the lower left-hand corner and type EXCEL, and there is the icon for Excel. So just click on that, and that will open your Excel document. Okay, here's the blank document. Now, what you are going to do is let's first of all save this so there's no problem. Go to the File tab at the top and click Save As. Now, I am going to save mine. I'm going to save mine. Let me go to on my desktop, just for convenience for the moment for this demonstration. And I'm going to call this my name, which is in Robert, so that capitals for Robert Campbell, Excel assignments. Robert Campbell Excel assignments. Now, if you're Joe Smith, you'd call it Joe Smith Excel assignments. Janice Jones would call it Janice Jones Excel assignments. So let's click Save, and there we go. Now here's our sheet. Notice at the top it says, I'm going to move my cursor to the very top of the screen, it says Robert Campbell Excel Assignments. That's the name of this document, and I've saved mine on the desktop. Whoops, you can save yours wherever you want to, wherever it's wherever you know it is. Okay, so now let's go down to, I'm going to have to move this little box here, this EasyVid box. I'm going to put this over here so it's out of the way. Okay, now your first assignment, assignment number 1, is going to go on Sheet Tab 1. That's called the Sheet tab. So all you do is right click on that, right click and choose Rename. And we're going to call that #1 space personal budget. Okay, then we're going to click on the arrow, the little plus sign beside it where it says New Sheet, and I'll go New Sheet, and it says Sheet 2. I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to choose Rename it. I'm going to call this one Caitlin's, CAITLYNS, Candies. Alright, click on the next Sheet tab button. Oops, I'm sorry, on Caitlin's, I made a mistake. Let me click back on it and retype that and rename it. I should have put on that, it should have been number 2, Caitlin's Candies. So you see, it's easy to correct. Now let's go to Sheet 3, right click, and I'm going to rename that. I'm going to call that number 3. And that one is Sinclair Satellite. These are just the names of the assignments that I'm giving you. Then click on the little plus sign, and I'll do Sheet number 4, right click, rename, and I'll call that number 4, and that will be Hypermass. right, click on the next button over and right click and choose rename that one, and we'll call that #. That's assignment number 5. We'll call that help loans. These are the names you must use. Use these exact same names. Click on the next one, sheet 6, right click and choose rename, and that will be called Froyo to go. A silly name, but I can't, that's what the book calls it, so we'll call it that too. So click the next sheet, but oops, got to go back to Froto, right click on it, and I got to rename it. I forgot to put the £sign in front. That's £5, that's number 6, and that's called Froyo 2. Alright, right click on sheet number 7 here and click rename, and this will be assignment number 7, so I'll do £7, and I'll call that adaptive. So L-U-T-I-O-N, adaptive solutions. Okay, I am now done with creating the tabs. Now, if I want to move back to the left, I move my cursor. Notice my cursor is right above the world globe here, and this tiny arrow right here, if I click it, it'll move it to the left. There we go. Now, if you want to color these things, they do ask you to color some of them in the book, so it's easy. Just right-click on the name and choose tab color red. The next one, right, tab color yellow. I don't care what colors you use. The book gets silly over that. They go nutty telling you use exactly this color, exactly that stuff. I don't care about that, as long as it's reasonable. Okay. And so forth. I'm not going to recolor all these things, but you get the idea. That's how it works. And so, now, here we go. Now, at this point, click the Save button. We've already saved it, and do your name Excel assignments, and click the Save button. Okay, now, to begin the work on the assignments, what you're going to have to do is, you're going to have to open up your document, and let me show you what it is, what it will look like. When you open it up, it's going to look like this, like we have here. And on personal budget, right here, that's the one you're on, you'll click on cell A1, and you'll begin typing whatever they tell you to type in the cells and so forth, and it will look something like this. There we go. Okay, so the budget problem will look something like this. So it's on the budget tab. Whoop, here it is. On the budget tab, you'll type in the problem the way it's supposed to be. Then when you go to when you do the next problem, you click on number 2, and that you type the problem in on there. When you're ready to do assignment 3, click, you type it in on here, and it's as simple as that. So again, where we are right now on yours, let me just delete that out. Okay, so let's close out of that now. All right, and I'm not going to save the changes to that. Okay, so that one's done. And I can close out of this other demonstration one here. I don't need to save those. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now, to begin the problem, let's suppose you're starting right now on assignment number 1. What you will do is, I'll close out of everything and get you started right from the beginning. I'm going to close out of all these things here, and close out of all these. Okay, when you're ready to start assignment number 1, here's what you do. You go to the Start button, and you can either click on Excel, or if you don't have that icon on here, click in the search box and type EXCEL, and when it comes up, open up there. Now, what you want to do is to open up an existing document. I'm just going to open up a blank one for here for a second first and get to the blank one. And then I'm going to go to File, Open, and I want to open up, I saved mine on the desktop. Here it is here, Robert Campbell Excel Assignments. There it is. All right, and here are all the tabs at the bottom. So you're now ready to do assignment number 1. You've clicked on the Personal Budget tab, which is this one here. Click in cell A1, and then just follow the directions from there. It's really that simple. One thing more I'd like to do. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, picking up from where I left off a second ago, this is the thing I want to show you. When you get problem 1 done, that's the number 1 problem at the bottom here, number 1 budget. It looks something like this. This isn't the real figures, but it looks something like this. You'll then be asked to prepare a chart. Now, I'm going to just highlight some data here, and I'm just going to, just a few things. I'm just going to make a little pie chart out of it. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Chart. I'm going to choose 3D pie chart, and there's my pie chart. Now, you will be required to put this chart on its own separate sheet tab at the bottom. So here's what you do. Once you've completed the chart, you then need to go to the upper right-hand corner where it says Move Chart. So click Move Chart. Now, it's going to be on a new sheet, so make sure you click on the New Sheet tab and then rename it. You're going to call that number 1 budget chart. Now notice this is going to be on a new tab all by itself. Watch the lower left hand corner now. I click OK, and there it is. I now have a tab 1 for the spreadsheet, and I have a tab for 1 for the chart. So assignment number 1 has 2 parts. There's the spreadsheet and there's the chart. And that's how you put them on there. So anytime you have to do a chart, it's simple. You just, again, I'll go to the next one, Caitlin's Candy. I don't have anything there, so it doesn't matter. Okay, but the bottom line is when you create the new chart, make sure it's labeled as number 1 budget chart, number 1 budget. This one, when you do it, you have number 2 Caitlin's spreadsheet, and then you have number 2 Caitlin's chart, and so forth. It works like that. So if you have any trouble, give me a call or shoot me an email, and I'd like you now, at this point, to go and open a blank spreadsheet and put the names in at the bottom, just like I've done here for these sheets as I showed you in the demo. Okay, good luck. Thanks a lot. Bye now.